Hey folks, what's going on? It's me, Andrew Westmoreland, back again with yet another video. And somebody gave me an interesting tip. Coming out of New Orleans, apparently there was another clash of hyper-partisan lunacy. This time it was over a Confederate monument that is in New Orleans. I believe it is on a place called Lee Circle. And it is a huge, gigantic Confederate monument. And there are very interesting characters there, to say the least. Now, there are pro-Confederate flag conservatives, we'll say, that showed up to defend this Confederate monument. There are people that were wearing literally SS Nazi shirts. People wearing other far-right sort of neo-fascist regalia. There was also a mix of people with Make America Great Again hats, MAGA hats, Trump supporters, people in full military gear, camo and whatnot. So, interesting mix of people on that side. And then on the other side, there was a fantastic photo here that I put up for you. You see the two different lines with cops in the middle, and the other side is very diverse. They appear to be, we can call some of them leftists, and some of them were definitely just people who are not down for the neo-fascists that were in the group. Some were there simply they wanted the monument down. They think the use of the Confederate flag has to end. And that's pretty much all I know about this. So I'm going to give you my take. And I think it's something that I did cover before. I think it was about 2 years ago here in Virginia, city of Norfolk. It's the one next to mine. There's a huge Confederate monument in the downtown area. And there were some protests over that. And people were just, they're kind of tired of that. Like, why, from their view, they're saying, why is there these monuments celebrating slavery and all these other different negative sort of movements or history? And they wanted them removed. The counter side is, this is part of our heritage. This is our history. Why would you want to destroy that? And, I have mixed feelings on this. So for one, yes, I value history. I would not go around destroying monuments right off the bat, just for the sake of people are offended. But what I will say is, these monuments oftentimes are not just, this is a monument to the Civil War. No, they are monuments towards the Confederacy, and usually a specific figure in the Confederacy, generals, captains, whatever, major generals, whatever. And they are oftentimes not really good guys. Some of these people have done essentially war crimes and whatnot. Many of them own slaves, and you could see where this is going. And hell yeah, that's offensive. Hell yeah, that is not somebody you should celebrate. Just like Christopher Columbus has his own goddamn holiday, federal holiday. This guy was a murderer, a rapist, and a genocidal madman, yet he is celebrated as this guy who discovered America. That is the problem. And will I say that the monuments need to be removed? I don't know. I can't make that call, but I will say people definitely have a case to argue that for their removal. My biggest concern here is that these idiots who believe that the Confederate flag is their heritage and that it's, somehow being patriotic is just completely asinine and completely lacking in any sort of logic and reason. This is America. America has the American flag, the stars and bars, stars and stripes. This is America, the stars and the Confederate flag is a flag of traitors. That's exactly what they were. They were traitors, and they wanted to leave America, and they fought a bloody, horrible civil war against America, partly to defend slavery, partly states' rights, whatever it may be. they were literally traitors. So some of this group today are also trying to secede, or attempt to secede from America again. It just never dies out. It never goes away. There's always these group of extremists who think that somehow something that happened 120 years ago is somehow okay to celebrate. That somehow we're gonna have a repeat of history, but this time we're gonna win. I don't know. I think people just need to calm down and stop being so outrageous and ridiculous. They need to educate themselves. There's this wonderful thing called the internet, and it is what I use to learn about things I don't know anything about. Maybe instead of just regurgitating what friends and family always say, and your buddies say, maybe actually read something. If you don't like books, which I'm not going to move the camera, but I have a bookshelf. If you don't like books, use the internet. Go to YouTube. Find something interesting to learn about history or whatever it is. Just make yourself a better person. And I think that's the problem, is people are stuck in their ways and they don't like to be challenged. They don't like to hear new information that doesn't necessarily support their beliefs or agenda. I don't know. We have to do better. And I'm just really tired of hearing these hyper-partisan stories where people are trying to go backwards. And it's usually both sides, the leftist side, or the, whatever side you want to call that, the anti-Confederate side, for this particular one, they're not innocent either. Some of these people are definitely extremists, and while they may have a moral high ground, it's not by much. And I hate to say that as somebody who is mixed race, who is multiracial, who has a lot of knowledge in Black history and slavery and all this stuff. It's hard to say that with a straight face, but no, seriously, it's sometimes you have to take a step back and look at a situation at its face value. And sometimes both of these two clashing things that is constantly happening in America since really the Tea Party came around, it's just getting really old. It's getting really old, and now it's this racial clashing that's kind of bubbled up in the last few years, and it's unnecessary. It's silly. It is. I will even say both sides have some valid points, but it's been escalating and escalating. It'll go, ebbs and flows, crests and troughs, whatever, and maybe one day it does boil into a small civil war, some localized conflict where people are literally killing each other. And I just hope we can avoid that. I just think it's silly. Absolutely silly. So that's it today. I'm going to give you links in the description of this particular event. Yeah, definitely comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? Do you support one side or the other? Yeah, definitely let me know, and we'll all debate it and discuss it in the comment section. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've seen a couple of my videos, you like what I'm doing here, and you want to support me a little bit more, please consider becoming a Patreon. Every little bit helps expand the channel for the future, and hopefully do new exciting projects. So thanks for watching, and remember that I'm your centrist voice of reason in a time of hyper-partisan lunacy. See you next time, folks.